a very funny way of putting it. But yeah,
Definitely been a very long week, but it's almost over. And that is good.
yeah, that is
Uh,
great.
how you been
I
doing, Kurt?
moved.
You moved.
I moved a whole 3 floors up in my apartment building. But
Oh,
yeah, it's a nicer place. I've got a big old patio, so if you hear the outside, that's why.
now you're sitting outside, okay.
Yeah, well, I have it. I have the door open. Didn't want to take my big old braille display out yet, but
Okay.
yep.
Well, let's see. Today we've got few of you watching. Looks like 3 watching. Thank you very much. YouTube continues to grow. We're gained about 5 new subscribers in the last week, so thank you for that. Our podcast is in something like 150 cities in 16 countries and quite a number of states. Thank you for that. We definitely appreciate you out there, even if you don't interact with us. If you'd like to interact with us, feel free to send us emails, chat us, whatever you'd like to do. Email at blindtechadventures.com or send us, join the mailing list, Blind Tech Adventures plus subscribe at googlegroups.com. Of course, you can comment on this video or interact with us in the chat. Hit the like button, subscribe. We are on. We have a donation link on the website. There's a support the show link that goes to a PayPal. So feel free to donate to help us with our monthly costs if that's something that you feel moved to do, and so we can bring you more content. And having said all that, we did get a comment from Thomas Chan,
Oh, Thomas.
and he wants us to demonstrate in Gmail. So this was from last week's show. He wants us to demonstrate the process of. So what do you do when you compose an email, and for example, to add a new contact to the email, or how what that whole process of composing is like. So what I can do is demonstrate that real quick,
Sure.
and then we'll move on to the rest of our show. We've got a review of a device. Well, we have the news section, of course. We have a review of a device. And we have a Twitter demo. And we're going to... What else are we going to do?
We're going
about
to talk
canes.
about canes.
Yep. So we've got a nice long show. Get your popcorn. Get your beverage, whatever you need. Thank you for joining us. And let's have some fun, shall we?
Let's go, yeah.
All right, so let's start out by demonstrating the composition.
JAWS button unavailable.
Okay.
Settings.
No.
StreamYard
Get back
Google.
here. Come here. There we go.
8680. Facebook. Table column 1.
All right. Let us hit C to compose an email. So this is how you compose an email. First, we make sure that our virtual cursor is off. And we know it's off because we heard the pop. That JAWS likes to play that pop when Forms mode is off. We can verify. Let's hit escape.
Inbox nim.
There we go. We heard that loud pop. Anyway, we can just hit insert Z.
Use virtual PC cursor off.
There we go. Now it's off. All right. So let's hit C to compose an email. And I'll just send an email along to Mr. Kurt.
Oh, very good.
So...
Compose new message dialog. Compose new message from nimmerjabber1 at gmail.com. CCBCC the best. Nimmerjabber.
All right. Since I have a signature and all that, it likes to read that, and I have multiple email addresses I can send from. Most of you won't have this, but JAWS also likes to jabber a lot. So hit the control key. You will always land in the to field. Every time, every day. Hit C, you will land in the to field. To verify that, we can hit the command
To edit combo.
insert tab, and it says to edit combo and a bunch of other nonsense for the hint. So let's type in Kurt's email address. I don't know if Kurt really wants his email address to be broadcast. I guess I should ask him.
No, it's fine. Whatever.
Okay, it's fine. Good. Feel free to spam Kurt. Send him all kinds of emails. That would be okay. I wouldn't have any problems with that. Maybe Kurt will. I don't know.
Send me some gift cards and send me some money and,
Yeah, exactly.
make it
So-
worth it for me.
So it's Kurt, Kirt. So let's type it in. If I never emailed a person before, he would not pop up as a contact, and you can just put in the full email address. But if I have emailed him before, I'm sure that he will be a contact in my email already, and his information will populate. So let's see what happens. Let's type the letter K.
List with 8 items. Kurt manwaring.kurt at
And I hit
gmail.com.
I, and guess what? His email popped up right away because I emailed Kurt.
Yeah.
So now if I want to email Kurt, I'm just going to press enter to auto-populate his email address. If I wanted to email someone else with the first 2 letters KI, I can always hit down arrow and see who else I could email.
Kirkland, Nyronic, Ewan, Strickland, Cliff Rout, Hannah Banat, Cliff, Strickland, Kirkland, not Kurt Manware.
So I've got a few people with KI. We want Kurt Manwaring. So I just up arrow until I got his name, and I'm going to press enter.
Compose new message dialog. Compose new message from Nimmer Jabber Nimmer.
And again, I'll just hit control to shut this thing up. So it'll automatically put his name in the to field. All right. Now, if I want to CC or a BCC, there are keyboard commands, Control Shift C or Control Shift B for CC or BCC. Otherwise, we can always just tab to get to the subject.
Subject edit.
Subject. And let's put in hello, Kurt. Okay, just type that in. Sorry, I don't have character echo on. I'll turn it on, I guess. I forgot.
Characters.
There we go. And let's hit tab.
Message body edit. ALOS. KRTN. ASSEASTASD space. Use ROST space. DTTTADVTR. Space. PDCT space. SEAM period.
All right, so I just wrote him an email. Let's hit Control Home.
Top of file. Hello, Kurt. Blank. This is an email that I am sending you from the Blind Tech Adventures podcast stream.
All right. And again, to send the email, I can hit Control Enter to send. So I hope that was helpful there, Thomas. That is how you can go about doing this.
Control alert undo.
And I've just gone ahead and sent it. Kurt, did you just send me a chat?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
AC complimentary active unread Kurt Manwaring. I press tab for enter. Google chat AO R enter Kurt Manwaring main message S enter message EAM and while you enter TO enter Kurt Manwaring main.
There we go.
Kurt is typing. You have new,
We can play this game
you
too.
have
Yeah.
new update.
Yeah.
Kurt Manwaring I now.
Yeah.
Message I
Sorry.
chat.
It's okay.
There are no escape. Google chat dial escape main group.
All right. So that's how you do that. Now, if you want to, there's other things that you can do. You can search for a specific sender. You can add a contact if you'd like to add a contact. There's a lot of things that you can do, just like any email
Use
program.
Table call Chris group Joseph. Reply
Joseph.
forward move open a new win find
Yep. So there's an email from Joseph. He sent an email, and I can, just by hitting the applications key, find a bunch of options, and one of those is to find emails by this person called Joseph.
mute find email
So, and I can mute
new
him,
label as black move to black add to tasks
and I can label or move
snooze
as,
mark as delete
snooze,
7 of
mark as
archive
unread,
forward
delete,
forward
archive, all these things.
move open and find email mute 13
Um,
escape leaving menus inbox nimmer enter main
so if I open up an
and
email,
list with 2 items Brian
and I've got an email here from a Brian, so
Via.
let's hit tab.
not star reply to more button menu
And let's see what can I do to this message once I've opened it.
enter context menu reply to all forward filter print filter messages like this
I can filter messages like this, so this is a good way to create a filter for if you don't want to receive certain emails or you want to forward them somewhere else or put them in a different folder.
print delete this message block Brian Vaught report spam report phishing show original translate mess download mess mark unread reply
So there's a lot of different options that I can do. And since he's a contact, I don't get the option to add him. But there is a setting in Gmail that you can uncheck or check if you like. I believe it's checked by default, that will automatically add new people that you emailed to your contacts. You can certainly uncheck that, and then you can add them manually if you like.
Escape. Leaving menus. Escape.
So
None select.
hopefully that helps answer your question there, Thomas.
Facebook.
Thank you for your question.
8680. Stream.
Let's turn off Jaws.
Unloading Jaws. New notification.
Goodbye.
Yep, Jaws is gone now.
Goodbye, Reed.
All right. To the 5 of you watching, thank you very much. Definitely appreciate it. Feel free to hit the like, hit the share, hit subscribe, hit unsubscribe. Do whatever you like, but we appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
And with that, let's start with the news. What's new in the news? And this week, we start out with Humanware.
Yep. They have not fixed the Android problem with their Braille displays, but they have updated to version 2 of their firmware for their BIX or their Mantis. And the biggest thing, which it kind of blows my mind this wasn't part of their original displays, but you can now write BRF files on the display.
Yep, they got a little simple editor.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. They've also enabled audio on some of their displays, so you can listen to Daisy audio books. I think that's in the Chameleon maybe, and the BIX.
That would be...
But not in the Mantis, because I don't think the Mantis has a...
No,
that
doesn't
speakers.
have a speaker.
Yeah. So if you have any of those other Braille displays, you can make use of some of these extra features. And yeah, Linux, Chrome, Android, there's no backwards compatibility for HID. So
yeah. I mean, I guess if you've got one of those displays with a speaker on them, you can use it now. That's cool.
Yeah, at least the speaker does something.
Right.
I think they were talking about you can get Bookshare or Daisy books from Bookshare or something. I don't know.
So you can listen to it in the whatever.
And didn't they also, I remember I was looking at this update notice, did they also add a speech feature so you can actually use it like a note taker, like the old note taker with speech now?
Huh. I didn't see that, but
I think I was looking at that in their very thorough release notes. I think they were talking about how they've allowed you now to turn on and off speech for different events, for like typing or reading menus or whatever. You can actually have speech on or off now, and there were like 2 or 3 different voices.
Yeah, that would be good.
Unless it's my imagination, I'm pretty sure that was part of the release notes. I mean, I guess I could look, but yeah.
Yeah, let's see. I'm looking right now here, too.
Yeah.
Version 2.0. Cool.
Anyway, while Kirk tries to find that, I will say, let's go on to the second article here. This one is very exciting, I think. Google Drive now supports, and this actually came out a couple of weeks ago, but we're at it this week, or last week maybe it came out. Supports standard key commands for copying and pasting. So, for example, if you want to move a file or a folder from one place to the other, you can just copy it and paste it, and it will be moved, or cut and paste. And it will be moved. So I think for people who are used to File Explorer, this is quite useful. And this is with Google Drive on the web, the web app version. So maybe that'll be next week's.
It's looking like the audio for the Humanware thing is just for Daisy books, by the way. I'm not seeing anything about other speech here.
Strange. I saw another release notes that mentioned speech. I'm not sure. So could be imagining it, I guess, but pretty sure. I think it was posted to their mailing list, maybe.
Okay, yeah, I'm just looking
Yeah.
at the newsletter thing that was linked in Top Tech
Oh, I
Tidbits
don't know
in
about that. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the full release notes were sent out to their mailing list. And one of those items was that they enabled some different speech commands things. And you know what? If you've got one of these BR or whatever, this BIX, the BIX, or the chameleons or whatever, let us know.
Yeah, let us know for sure.
If you use a Moto G20 or any budget smartphone with modem tech from the company Unisoc, phone might be an extra risk falling victim
just a new
to remote attack.
vulnerability that.
Cool.
Okay, yeah. So probably updates are coming, but
Unisoc, huh?
yeah. Apparently, it's in a lot of the budget Moto phones outside of the U.S. They aren't using Qualcomm or MediaTek for their modems. So
they're not using Qualcomm or MediaTek?
It's this Unisoc company, yeah.
Huh. All right. Well, maybe they just need to stick a sock on their phones, and that might help them avoid being compromised. I don't know. Like, I'm thinking of like one of those Faraday cages, like, a tinfoil sock or something. Then you can't get compromised. What do you think, Kurt?
Yeah, something like that would be good for any phone, I guess, if you're so worried. But I just thought if you had that kind of a phone, it would be worth putting that here.
Uh-oh, you're crackling. I wonder if that's just on my end.
Still?
Or if you're actually crackling. No, you're better now.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, you were crackling for a minute. We've got another smartwatch for the blind.
Another one, yeah. This one apparently.
I hope it can display more than 3 dots.
Well, this one's not even braille. It's not even audio. It's all supposed to be sharing everything with haptics. So that's apparently it's not even got a speaker on it.
Is that like the? What do you call those things? The meteors or the? What was another one? The Tisset, the Tissot.
I guess I don't know.
Whatever that company's called, they made the Swiss watches that were vibrating.
Yeah.
How do you call it a smartwatch, though, if all you communicate through is haptics?
Yeah, I don't know. You're supposed to even be able to set timers, and that's supposed to be setting a short timer is supposed to be a big quality of life improvement for visually impaired people.
And
by the way,
I'm a smartwatch. How?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea. By the way, I am looking at the actual release notes, Nimmer, and you were right. On the chameleon displays, it can do like a note taker and speak stuff that you're going through in a file.
It's pretty cool. You pretty much get a braille note now for how much is that thing? Oh, I don't even know. $1,500?
Yeah, $1,800.
$1,800 to get a braille note?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Well, let us know if you get this smartwatch, what you think of it, and how smart it actually is. Be interested to see. I don't really think a watch that just buzzes is really much of a smartwatch. But
I agree.
You know, what do I know? All right, so Kurt, you got a new toy.
I do have a new toy. that's not that different from my last phone, but I cracked the screen pretty good on my last phone and figured it was time for a new phone anyhow. So
What did you do? Hit yourself over the head with it?
Dropped it a few times and thought it would be fun to take my phone in the shower and all that good stuff. So anyways,
Took
now...
your phone in the shower. Were you watching some adult content? Or what do you do with a phone in the shower there, Kurt?
Listen to music, listen to bard books.
Oh, okay. All right.
When it's a really good book, I don't want to stop for even 5 minutes.
Okay.
Plus,
I was hoping you'd give me a little better story than that. But
yeah.
all right.
I don't know. What do you do with your stuff in the shower?
What do you like to know?
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe I wouldn't like to know when you put it like that. But, so, I have this Galaxy S22 that I mostly like. Welcome
to the Galaxy. Are you going to take it hiking?
Yeah, if the battery will last long enough. I don't know. So the good parts about it are pretty much everything that was good about the last Galaxy. You know, really good build quality. The 5G modem in this thing is actually significantly better.
You got 5G.
I do have 5G. And it feels a little more stable than it did on my S20. Like, it's not dropping out as much in places where it would drop out sometimes. So I think it holds on to a signal a little better. Other than that, I think the microphones are maybe a little bit better at, like, stereo sound. But that could just be me.
I think we've said that for the last, 10 years, and I'm not sure they've really gotten much better. But who knows?
Yeah.
I remember saying that about the S8 and the S6, like all these other phones. Yeah, microphone's a little better. Maybe it's a little better. It's probably just the same, and we just hope it's better. I don't know.
Yeah, very well could be. Now, the camera is, for OCR, I have noticed, so it's an upgraded camera on paper. It's a 50 megapixel sensor instead of 12 megapixels or whatever.
Megapixels.
Yeah, megapixels.
All right.
There's this YouTube guy I watch called Juan Bagnall, who's I
watch him too.
Yeah, he talks about megapixels a lot. Anyways, so the only real thing I've noticed that's different about the camera is, it feels like my OCR is slightly more accurate, but I have to hold the phone farther away from the, whatever it is I'm OCRing than I did before. It seems like I have to hold it a little bit farther away in order for it to actually, recognize the page. But pretty similar, maybe a tiny bit better. It's build quality, design-wise, it's pretty much like the S20, except it's a little bit shorter. It's not quite as tall, and maybe just a touch narrower. So I've actually... The TalkBack Braille keyboard feels slightly more cramped, maybe, but that might just be me needing to get used to a different phone. Sometimes I find when I try and do the space, with the one finger flick right to do a space between words, it doesn't always work as well. But other than that, it's basically the S20. Slightly better modems. The battery is a little bit smaller, but the processor is supposed to be a little more efficient, so it seems like my battery life has been about the same. Maybe a tiny bit longer than my old phone, just because my old phone's battery was, more worn out. But that's actually my main concern about this phone long term, is the battery, because I do GPS a lot, I do mobile hotspot a lot, and so probably that'll wear out a battery that's already a little bit smaller than the battery on my last phone. A touch faster than if the battery was a bit bigger, obviously. But other than that, the speakers are better a little bit. It does seem like there's a touch more bass there. It's not iPhone level, but they're decent. And I don't know. Part of me is thinking I should have tried another phone brand, so it's possible that in my week and a half before I have to return this thing that I'll return it. But I mean, it is a really good phone. It's just the same pros and cons, I think, that Samsung's had for the last few years.
Yeah. They really haven't changed their phones much since the S6.
Yeah. I
remember getting an S6.
Yeah.
And like the S7 was pretty much the same. The S8 was pretty much the same. The S9 pretty much the same. The skin's gotten a little bit less and less every year, but pretty much the same. Phone build, kind of two slabs of glass.
Yeah.
1 year is a little flat, 1 year is a little less flat. 1 year it's a plastic back that's acting like glass, but pretty much the same. I don't know. 1 year there's a headphone jack. 1 year there's no headphone jack. 1 year there's a SD slot. Next year there's no SD slot.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Really, don't think that much has changed.
No, I will say, I had a lot more trouble with the proximity sensor on the S20. I'd be on the phone a lot and accidentally hang up the call or mute myself or other stuff like that. That doesn't seem to be an issue on this one.
Don't worry, you'll start to get it as soon as it starts to get a little more oil on it.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. And I don't know. Like I said, I feel like, the camera seems to be a touch more accurate for OCR. The cell reception's a tiny bit better. And, it has...
Well, you hope if you're going to pay $1,000 for a phone, it's going to be a little better.
Yes. Yeah, for real. For real. And, it seems like places where my S20's GPS was getting about, 25 to 30 feet accuracy, mine's getting 20 to 25 or maybe a little less. I don't know if that's just me or if that's any better GPS or if it's using the modem somehow or what, but it does seem like GPS is a touch more accurate. But
unless you've got two phones side by side, it's kind of hard to really measure that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know if your S20 also, if that had dual band GPS either, because that could be that could always be a thing.
Yeah. I thought it did. But
yeah.
But, so there are improvements, but it's very small iterative. I would say, honestly, if you've got an S20 that works pretty well, the only reason to maybe upgrade is if you're in a place where they've been building out a lot of 5G and, maybe the newer modem could take advantage of that a bit better.
I'd say if you got a S8 or S9 or S10, stick with it. There's no reason.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is the phones don't get updates. But if they kept getting updates, really, if those phones were plenty fine.
Yeah.
What did the S20 bring that the S10 didn't have? It lost features. What did the S21 bring that the S20 didn't? There's just not. I don't even know. Phones are just boring.
No,
boring.
I agree. And I suspect if I were to get a OnePlus or something like that, faster charging, but I would probably be pretty much the same thing.
You would get a lot faster charging. You'd also get the mute switch. You just get a lot more out of a device. But
yeah,
if you kept buying the same device year after year, it would get probably boring. I don't know.
Yeah.
Although OnePlus is known for changing their skin up every year, so
that's why I was a little hesitant to go that route.
1 year you get oxygen, next year you get color, and the year after that you're gonna get what nitrogen or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyways,
so that's that.
As you can tell, bah humbug on the phones. They're all the same.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Part of me feels dumb.
But that could be because I work on them all day, so I don't know that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I mean, the things I'm noticing that are better are small things that probably most people might not even notice, like, you know, except for the 5G. Like, when I'm updating my phone and it's not connected to Wi-Fi or I'm downloading a bunch of stuff, it feels a little bit more like 200 or 300 megabits down should feel. I feel, you know, but that's all just subjective, and, you know, I don't know how you even measure that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah. Well, one way to measure it is to get on a test site, you know, like a site that has test files, or download their Linux distro or some, you know, really large file.
yeah,
And I mean, actually time it.
Sure.
And, you know, that'll help you see how fast it's actually downloading and whether or not your connection is being maximized or not. In my experience, T-Mobile doesn't really do that. You're more likely to get faster speeds. Even if your speed tests are a lot slower, you're more likely to get faster downloads on a Verizon or AT&T.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
well, that's cool. Congratulations on your new toy.
Yeah. We'll see if I swap it out or keep it. I don't really know yet. I'm kind of torn.
You could always just do a smash on the channel, and we can have a after party. You know, we haven't had one of those in a while.
Yeah, I could. Except I could fix the screen on this S20 and still probably get a few $100 out of it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't pay $100 for it, and pretty soon it's going to stop getting updates.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess you could. I think I prefer the route of sticking it in the microwave, seeing what happens personally. But you know, that's up to you. Yeah,
that
that's
sounds fun.
your call. Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe I'll do that to this Motorola. I'm not quite sure what to do with it. I got this Motorola a while back.
No,
from
nothing's
from
happening.
Los. Thanks, Los. And it's kind of it's this device locked to boost. And yeah, I don't know what to do with it. So
Oh.
maybe I should.
Yeah, well, I don't want it if it's locked to boost.
Stick it in the microwave. I mean, with most devices, they're relatively easy to unlock, so I'm sure we could easily unlock the thing. But
Yeah.
I just don't care about that device. So
Yeah.
it's not that it's a bad device. It's just
Yeah.
no. Anyway.
Yeah. The one other thing about this S22 is it seems like there's, you know, when I got my S20, and I don't know how much of this was carrier versus Samsung, but, you know, my S20 it came with Facebook and TikTok and all this other stuff I didn't want. There's some of that, but it doesn't seem like there's as much, you know. It didn't give me Facebook, it didn't give me TikTok, it didn't give me Facebook Messenger by default. You know, it still has the stupid Samsung internet browser, but it seems like there's not as much.
Yeah, it's very
bloatware
much dependent on the carrier for sure.
Yeah.
Some will include, you know, some stuff will include that and some won't.
Yeah.
I think Verizon seems to be one of the worst for including all the bloats, and AT&T is not great either.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
That's that.
very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
Next topic, which is Twitter. All right. So what? Am I demoing Twitter?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll demo Twitter. All right, let's.
I don't have one to demo.
Okay. Oh, that's why you wanted me to do all the work, huh?
Yeah.
Oh well, at least you wrote up the notes for me.
JAWS. StreamYard. Solo layout.
All right, we can hear Jaws, right?
We can hear Jaws.
Okay, let's go to the twitter.com website. So let's new tab.
New tab group 8. Blank. Page has 6 regions, 5 headings and 17 links. Latest tweets/tweets. Use virtual PC cursor off.
Oh, your Jaws is crackly.
Yeah, I don't know why. Probably
Something
these repeaters doing strange things.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. I turned virtual cursor off. That's still the best way to use Twitter. But we might have to turn it back on here in a second, because what we're going to do is push the question mark to get all the keyboard shortcuts. So I just want to show you where you go to do that. This is similar to Gmail and a lot of other web apps. We're going to hit the question mark.
Dialog. PC cursor. Use navigation. Virtual keyboard navigation. Table with 2 columns and 18 rows.
All
Shortcut
right.
help. Question column shortcut next tweet row J column 2.
So we got a nice long table of commands.
Next previous page down row space column 2. Load new tweets period column home row G plus H explore row G plus E X notifications G plus N mentions row G plus R profile row G plus P likes row G plus L lists row G plus I direct messages G plus M moment maker row G plus C settings row G plus S bookmarks G plus B go to user G plus U display settings G plus D bottom of column.
There's lots of
G
keyboard
plus
shortcuts.
D, table N,
Not as
actions.
many as Gmail.
Oh, that was just one table.
Oh.
Now we have actions.
Table 2 columns and 14
okay.
row. Send tweet row. Control plus enter. Send new direct message. M column 2. Search row. Slash. Like row. L column. Reply row. R. Retweet row. T. Share tweet row. S. Bookmark row. B column. Mute account row. U column. Block account. X column. Open tweet details. Enter column. Expand photo. O column. Open slash close messages doc. I column. Bottom of column. I table N media. Table
So
with
now
2
we
columns and 6 rows.
A media heading and more keyboard commands.
Pause slash play selected space column. Pause slash play selected video. Mute selected video. M column. Go to audio doc. A plus D column 2. Go play slash pause audio doc. A plus space column. Mute slash unmute audio doc. A plus M. Bottom of a plus M. Table N. Visited Twitter.
So lots of keyboard shortcuts.
Still not as many as Gmail.
Wow, we're not talking about an email app that does chat, tasks,
Right.
notes, and every other whatever
Right.
Gmail does. Anyway, so let's just go through the timeline here. And by default, Twitter does not show tweets in order, but you can change this in your Twitter.
Use virtual. Skip. Prime search. Note direct profile.
Let's see,
More
where do
menu.
you change that?
Tweet. Account menu button. Main region. Home timeline. Top tweets off button menu.
There we go. There's a thing, top tweets on or off. By default, it's on, and it shows you tweets in some random order. Turn this off. If you hit enter, you can choose to change this to the see latest tweets or see top tweets or whatever. So now I'm just going to hit J.
Your home timeline region. Timeline. Your home timeline. A, B, C, 7. News retweeted ESPN stats and info verified account at ESPN stats info 7 minutes ago. Stephen Curry made 6 threes in the first quarter, setting the record for the most in any quarter.
Don't know what 6 threes is, but that's cool. So let's hit the like. I have no idea what I'm liking.
Alert. Tweet liked.
There, I hit L, and it liked it. So now let's hit J.
Promoted NBA verified.
Oh, this is a promoted tweet. Don't care. J.
The Jerusalem Post verified account at Jerusalem Post 4 minutes ago. The Likud party and the very party that promised to annex the number settlements and now wants to vote to destroy the legislation that ties them to number Israel. Post.com and Dooms.
All right. So we got a tweet. Cool.
A, B, C, 7. News retweet.
Let's see if we can find a tech tweet.
A, B, C, KTVU, Al Arabiya, 500, Scripts Nash, CNET News, Promote, CNET News,
there's
verified
CNET,
account at
very good.
CNET News 7 minutes ago. Google reportedly backs down on office demands as contractors threaten to strike. Net.com. Google reportedly backs down on office demands as contractors threaten to strike. Google Maps contractors were given a 90-day extension on return to the office timeline.
All right. So this is a tweet.
And you just press enter on that if you want to like open the website and read the full article.
Yep. Can view the details, or you can just tab to the link, or whatever you'd like to do.
19 Twitter main region home timeline conversation region timeline conversation CNET News verified account.
So I just hit enter. Now I've opened up the conversation.
CNET more button net.com. Google reportedly backs down.
And there's the link, and I can always just hit enter to open that link up.
Cool.
Let's close this conversation.
Does J and K move you between comments in an open conversation, or is
To
it just...
read, like, but, share, knit, tweet, text, edit.
Yes, it does.
Add a
Okay,
tap,
that's
trend,
cool.
search Twitter's relevant people, CNET news verified account. Trending number or Huff post verified.
All right. So let's hit period. Let's see if we have any new tweets that came in.
Home timeline. Your home. Scripps National Spelling. A. Scripps National Spelling Bee verified account at Scripps Bee 22 seconds ago. If you've ever competed in the Scripps National Spelling Bee, then this is the tweet for you. Revisit the Hive over at spellingbee.com/alumni to keep up.
Cool. I don't think I want to visit this Hive. Let's see if we can find any more tech stuff. Let's see if we can find something to retweet.
The KT Scripps, The Verge verified
There's
account
The
at
Verge.
Verge 1 minute ago. Ford announces new Mustang, Ranger, and commercial 11 major Midwest expansion trip.al/RAO.
Cool. That sounds lit.
A, B, K, K, T, N, A, Bloomberg, A, C, and B, Android, Android headlines at Android headline 6 minutes ago. Don't miss this incredible sale on the iRobot Roomba i7 plus bit.ly/3.
Let's retweet it. Maybe one of my friends wants this robot.
Retweet 1 of 2.
So I hit
Maybe
T,
I want
and
this
we have
robot,
two
please.
options. So we have retweet
Quote tweet.
and quote tweet. Quote tweet is if I want to add additional comments to that tweet. I want to add my own comments to it. Like I want to say, go buy this right now. Retweet is just I want to have people see this tweet.
Retweet 1 of 2.
So let's retweet it.
Alert. Tweet retweeted. Leaving men.
Boom. So let's hit J.
The Jerusalem A B C promoted the K Al Arabiya 5 script car
See, can we find any more
Elon,
tech
Elon
news?
Musk Elon Musk verified account at Elon Musk 56 minutes ago. Tesla AI Day pushed to Sep 30 as we may have an Optimus prototype working by then. 2270 replies, 2479 retweets, 23207 likes.
Cool.
Elon Musk verified account at Elon Musk 49 minutes ago replying to Eva Fox U Tesla AI promoted /that verified account at /that 13 minutes ago. So pumped for AI Day number 2. 1 reply. Time verified. Derek script NBA and A phone A Android headlines at Android headline 17 minutes ago. Save $1,000 on the Optoma Cinema A phone arena at phone arena 17 minutes ago. The aptly named TCL Stylus 5G is a new mid-range 5G phone with a built-in pen that you can get from T-Mobile starting at the low price of $0 already. Fanirna.com.
Ooh, that's a low price.
Cool. We'll hit the like.
Alert. Tweet liked. Retweet.
And let's quote this tweet. Why not?
Quote tweet. Leaving menus. Dialogue. Modal dialogue. Tweet text at 1.
If you are looking for a cheap phone on T-Mobile,
8.
you can't beat free. Let's hit Control Enter.
100. Alert. Your tweet was sent. View.
There we go.
So
Sent
was
my
that
tweet.
saying it was 100 characters, or...
It just tells you how many characters are left, and Jaws also likes to read a bunch of random whatever.
Okay.
But yeah.
Main region. Home time. NB promoted. And the Jerusalem Department. NB's Department of State retweeted net. NB CNN script promoted. Uber fact. NBC script. Blue Nimrod scripts nat Nimrod Jabber 45 minutes ago. Phones, Canes, and Twitter.
Oh,
Hi.
that's my tweet. That's an automatic tweet when we go live.
Scripts net promote script A promote time scripts BB NB B script C scripts the CNET verified account at CNET 49 minutes ago. Fans of Dragon Age have a new game to look forward to. Net.com the Apple Apple Insider verified account at Apple Insider 50 minutes ago. How to reuse an iPad as a HomeKit dashboard. Apple Insider verified account at Apple Insider 50 minutes ago. The best heavy-duty and rugged iPhone cases. Apple Insider Android developers verified account at Android Dev 51 minutes ago. DevFest for Ukraine is bringing the global tech community together June 14th 15. Donate and register rightword 0devfest.gdg.org. Alert. Tweet liked.
Cool. All right. I've had enough of that crap. Let's see. If we want to send a new tweet, we can hit the letter N to send a tweet.
Dialogue. Modal dialogue. Tweet text edit. What's happening?
Hi, Twitter tweeters. This is a tweet demonstrating to people how to send tweets. Control Enter to send this tweet.
100. Alert. Your tweet was sent. View.
There we go. Tweet was sent.
Cool.
Let's see. We can always, of course, send a new message. The commands all work. Hit M. We can see a list of
One
people
password and
mentioned. Oops.
Leaving.
Get out of that. So there's just a lot of things that you can do with Twitter. I think just some of the basics, I've just showed those. Replying, retweeting, composing tweets. Let's see. If we wanted to, for example, if you want to send a tweet, you can send one and mention a specific company. So let's say want to mention T-Mobile. Say your network sucks.
Dialogue. Modal.
I'm not going to send it. I don't actually think their network sucks.
You don't.
But I'm in the. I just hit N to compose a tweet. Then I can say hi.
Run.
And then if I hit the @ sign, that indicates that I want to tag somebody. So now I can just start typing a few letters like T-Mobile.
2.
And I get a list that comes up. And I can just keep typing the rest of the tag, the name if I want. Or I can just hit down arrow.
T-Mobile Latino verified account at T-Mobile Puerto Rico T-Mobile Puerto Rico following T-Mobile verified account at T-Mobile. 4.
So I can tweet them. There's there's other options that'll come up.
Follow each other. T-Mobile help verified account at T-Mobile help. 5 of 10.
So
Oh,
if I
they
want
follow
help
you?
from T-Mobile, yep.
That's cool.
So if I want help from T-Mobile, I can always hit enter.
5. Dialogue. Hi at T-Mobile help. Modal.
And then I can just write the rest of my tweet.
6.
Thank you for having such a terrible network.
Top of file. Hi at T-Mobile help. Thank you for having such a terrible network. Blank.
And then if I want to put one of those hash browns in, I can just put the the hash brown sign or the pound sign, and I can say network fail, something like that. And that way you can basically categorize whatever it is that you're tweeting about, put it in its own category, in its own hash brown. I don't know, whatever. All right, so there's that. Now, if I want to direct message T-Mobile help, because if you mention like I did, what I just did is I wrote a tweet, and I'm not going to send it, but
Dialogue. Everyone can save tweet. Discard button.
discard.
19.
If I mention a company, in a tweet, anybody can see it, and that's probably not the best way to get help with something directly. You certainly don't want to send anything public. I wouldn't send them my T-Mobile account number, for example, or something like that by mentioning them. But I would want to maybe send them a direct message, and that's in order to communicate with a company. A lot of times they'll say something like direct message us, and so you can see your list of messages by hitting GM, or if you want to just send a message, you can hit M. And it's the same process. So let's say hit M.
Dialogue. New message. Modal dialogue. New message. Create a group. Search people. Search region. Search query. Edit.
So I can just message T-Mobile. And I can hit down arrow.
Extended select list box. Not selected T-Mobile Puerto Rico. Not selected T-Mobile Latino. Not selected T-Mobile Puerto Rico. Not selected following T. Not selected. You follow each other. T-Mobile help verified.
So I want T-Mobile help.
Search query.
Hit
Edit
enter.
combo expanded. T-Mobile help select the remove button. Extended select list box. Joe Stein. Follow. HR.
And I get a whole list of things that I can send. Otherwise, I can just go to the
PC
edit
cursor.
box.
Jet. Sil. At con. Search. Next button.
and hit next.
19 Twitter. 19 unread items. Main region. T-Mobile help verified account region. Add reaction. More actions. Awesome. Thank you. So add reaction. More action.
And I'm in my list of
T-Mobile help.
messages. But
Joel
now I
20.
can just get to
Stop.
the
Edit. Stop.
edit box
Add.
and actually type in a message.
Search. Address and search. View. Search. Main region. Edit. Start a new message.
So I can start a new message. Type in, hello, you suck.
Top of file. Hello, Yowie suck.
And I can't spell, so there we go.
Selection. Delete.
And we'll just delete that. All right.
Add photos.
So let's go to my mentions. Let's see if anyone's mentioned me lately. So
Add reaction.
I don't remember what that shortcut is. But
Yeah, that's a good
Dialogue.
I don't even know if they
PC
had a shortcut for it.
Keyboard shortcuts. Blank. PC.
Come
Use
on, Jaws.
virtual PC cursor on. Keyboard shortcuts.
There we go.
Navigation. Table with 2 columns. Shortcut help. Next tweet. Row to previous tweet. Page down. Load new tweet. Home. Row. Explore. Notification. Mentions. Beginning
Oh,
of
that's
T
what I
plus
want.
R column.
Oh, GR. Yeah, I always forget that one.
Main read.
Not sure where they come up with GR
Yeah,
from.
that's kind of strange.
At Jolt 19 notifications / Twitter.
So now I'm in my mentions.
Main region. Home timeline. Notifications region. Timeline. Notifications. David Nickett. Chris Core. Carlos. Callie Nell. Sneed Moby.
So all these people mentioned me.
Hi, Steve.
And, yep, so I can go through just same way as I would otherwise, J and K, and read these, these different people who mentioned me. They show up as like notifications. So, and when I'm done, I can just go back home, G and H.
Home timeline. Your home timeline region. Timeline. Your home timeline. Android developers verified account. Cult of Mac A B C 7. Cult of Mac cult off Mac 58 minutes ago. Simi Case X protects your MacBook while adding extra storage and ports. Cult AC
That's a good name. And if I want to refresh my Twitter feed, I can just hit the period. So right now, I'm pretty far down my timeline, which is where I left off when I started doing a bunch of stuff. So now I can hit period.
A B C 7.
And now I'm back up to the
Promoted
top.
Apple, the Washington Post, NBC Bay, the Jerusalem, Breaking 900, Elizabeth Warren, Scripps, Nimmer Jabbers, TechMeme verified account. A TechMeme 8 minutes ago. Atlassian warns users to restrict internet access to its Confluence software or disable it in light of an unpatched critical RCE flaw actively under attack at Sharwood / the Reg.
Cool. All right, there's Twitter. If anyone has any questions about Twitter,
Stream.
tweet us.
Unload pause.
Let's turn off the crackly jaws. Must be having some issues with my repeaters.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't help that I have like 20 tabs open either. But there we go.
Oh, you guys don't like us enough to comment, huh?
Nope, no likes us. All right, let's see. What do we got next? Oh, Canes, right?
Canes, yeah.
I was getting ready to wrap it up. Nope, we have Canes to talk about. I'm a Cane user now. Definitely miss having a dog here. It feels very strange to have an empty house. It's quite sad. But gotta embrace my new life with the cane. The thing I absolutely hate. Hate canes with a passion. Gotta embrace my new life with a cane. And in order to do that, it's really important to me to have a tool that is comfortable for me, that I want to use, that is as pleasurable as a cane can be, that is sturdy, that is lightweight, that gives me good audio feedback with a good tip, that lasts, and preferably that doesn't break the bank, but price is kind of the last thing that I consider when I buy a cane. And In my collection right now, I've got a folding Chris Park NFB-ish cane. I've got actually an NFB cane that I got from their free cane program probably a year ago or less. I've got Ambutech cane with their really crappy joints, the new ones, that a lot of people like, that I just don't like at all.
You're talking about the ones with like the plastic covers that fall off?
No, they got rid of those. These are like these little stub joints, little tiny stubby joints.
Oh.
Not sure if you've seen those.
No, I have not.
Yeah, they barely go into the cane at all. They're just little stubby joints, but they fall apart in the cold. And Ambutech told me they were so surprised because I had like 3 canes with that where that happened. And I'm like, I don't know how they can be surprised since they're actually up in Canada. But anyway, so I've got one of those. And I've got a Revolution cane as well. And as for tips, I've got a Bondu Basher, which is supposed to be great for hiking, that I just think is way too unwieldy.
Is that the one that looks like a big old frisbee?
Basically, yes. Yeah, it's kind of a big disc type thing.
I hate that thing. One of my friends got it and was all excited about how it was gonna make his life so much easier. And
no, it doesn't make anything easier. It's just a big bulky thing.
It's like putting a frisbee on your...
I am willing to try anything. I got it because I really wanted to try it. You know, I'll try anything. But I didn't think it was going to work, and I wasn't very much surprised when it didn't. So,
yeah.
I've got one of those. I've got the rollerball tip thing. I've got the regular marshmallow tip thing. I've got ceramic tips, and I've got the metal glide tips, and I think I even have one that has a pencil tip. So I've got multiple tips. And at this point in time, I need to find the canes that I'm going to use for, you know, not necessarily everything. Like there's going to be an everyday cane and maybe a cane for hiking and, you know, something like that. But I need to figure out what those are. And some of the things that are really important to me in a cane, I don't tend to use constant contact very much. I think that kind of will slow me down.
Yeah.
It probably exacerbates the risk of having cane get jammed up in things. The roller tips, they're kind of heavy, and the bearing, they got, you know, the dirt gets in the bearings, and they start getting loud, and they're just kind of annoying to me. I don't know, they're heavy too. I don't like heavy things.
Yeah, I don't really like them either, personally.
The pencil tips, they always get stuck in everything, but they're probably reasonably well in indoor environments. You can feel kind of what you're walking along in indoor environments pretty well with them, but yeah, I don't like them very much. They're also not very tactile, which means you don't get as much echo feedback. So I don't like them. I mostly like the metal glide ones, although they fall apart easily because they can't seem to figure out a way to keep them attached very well. I don't know why.
Yeah, you gotta have I go through like 1 or 2 of those a month.
Yeah, you got to have a few of them laying around. Got to have a nice supply of them.
Yeah.
And so, but I like the metal ones, and I like the ceramic ones. But they're also not great in cold environments. But I like the ceramic ones.
No, and the problem with the ceramic ones is they're so expensive. Like
they
I have one. Once I get I mostly use the NFB cane. But I have a ceramic tip because I've used Ambutech in the past, and I kind of want to try Revolution and see what I think. But yeah, that ceramic tip was like $40. Some ridiculous.
Yeah, I think I've seen them for a lot less than that, but they're still expensive, and I don't.
Or 20, you know, maybe it was like 20, but still, like that's a lot to pay for a cane tip, in my view. That now they last longer than my last ceramic tip lasted me a solid like 6 months, but
Yeah, they do last a good while. They make good audio feedback. They're not heavy and bulky. So I definitely like them.
If I have an Ambutech one, can I put it on a Revolution cane, or do I have to get a special Revolution ceramic tip?
Revolution does not make ceramic tips, but you can get an adapter for Revolution canes that you can stick Ambutech tips on, which I recommend.
Okay.
Because Ambutech's got all the accessories.
So Ambutech will sell me that adapter?
Well, any place that sells Revolution canes should be able to sell you that adapter. I know, like the Lighthouse here will sell the canes and the adapters.
Okay.
San Francisco Lighthouse.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think Revolution is kind of a good middle ground between the very light NFB canes that kind of break pretty easily and the quite a bit heavier Ambutechs that I just don't even think are designed all that well. The Revolutions are probably a good middle ground between the two. I am always looking, I've seen people say, like there's some cane makers in Europe or whatever where those canes are better, etc. I'm always on the lookout for better canes. Something that makes a good amount of audible noise, something that is light, something that is sturdy. So if you have any ideas for us. But the other thing I guess I would say, and I've said this about other things, we're adventurous here, but I would urge you to be adventurous too. If you're always using a roller tip, which I would bet if you're listening to us, you probably are, because everybody uses a roller tip. If you use a roller tip and an Ambutech cane, I urge you to give something else a try. You might hate it, but I urge you to give something else a try. You might find that it lightens your load a little bit, might make you move a little faster. It might give you a little bit more audio noise to help you out with some echolocation. It might mean that it doesn't get stuck as much, or you don't have to replace it as often, or whatever.
Yeah.
But I would say try some things out. And if you are one of those constant contact people, do whatever is comfortable for you. But I would say, maybe spend some time trying out various cane techniques.
Yeah. Well, and you can kind of make... So, like... And this one wasn't as good on the Ambutech cane, but, like, with the NFB cane, I like to do a thing called slide touch, where I tap on one side and then do constant contact the rest of the way. So it's kind of like, tap, sweep, then go back to the other side again, tap, sweep. It's kind of the best of both worlds there. That was a lot harder with the Ambutech cane because it was a lot heavier. But sometimes I just do the tap, tap, tap. Like, I think there's, and if I know I'm really close to something, sure, constant contact. Like, if I'm looking for, I don't know, if I'm looking for a door or something, like, and I know I'm almost there. Like,
see, if I know my environment, I don't tap or sweep. Like, I kind of have my cane out in front of me, but I kind of have it hovering above the ground. Because I know that there's not really any drop-offs or anything, and the cane is still going to alert me to any obstacles. So... if I'm not familiar with the area, then yeah, I'll do more, tapping. Usually that because I get more echo feedback out of it, but then constant contact, I just don't get much echo feedback out of that as well.
Well, yeah.
But I do, and so, a lot of places, like walking down the sidewalk, I know where I'm at, I know my area. No, I don't even bother tapping or hovering, or not hovering, but I don't bother tapping or dragging contact with the ground. I just don't need it, and it slows me down. So I'll kind of put my cane out in front of me at an angle, and it's covering me and my body. I'll be made aware of anything that I'm passing by, any pedestrians or anything that happens to be above ground level. And I mean, there's a slight risk in that you might go plunging off a cliff, but if you know your area, that's not a very high risk. So, but don't take this as me giving you safety advice or any other advice. And if you do fall down a cliff, I'm sorry, but I'm not held responsible for your following my bad advice. But I'm just saying that's how I navigate. It also depends on whether or not I'm in a building and things like that.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like walking down a hallway, there's typically not going to just be a random staircase here and there. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, someone maybe left a cord or something out there. Like,
I mean, yeah, but I don't know.
But yeah.
Thing with the tap technique, especially if you're moving fast, is you can very easily miss things like a cord or smaller objects like that. So
sure, you can, and I do sometimes.
Yeah.
But
the other thing I would say to everybody is if you have heard the advice to get a cane that is sternum height, or if you have a cane that is sternum height,
no,
you need to go get yourself a brand new cane.
Yeah,
whether you ascribe to NFB philosophy or not, I don't make this political, but you do not want a short cane.
No.
A short cane is worthless. A short cane might as well be no cane.
Yeah, and I'm kind of an NFB guy, and I have a lot of NFB friends who have canes that are like nose height or forehead height. I don't go there, but, I find what works best for me is like Adam's apple to chin height level. That is kind of my sweet spot.
See, I'll go the higher the better. I mean, I've gone with canes taller than me. Because for me, I walk fast, and I want as much reaction time as I can get.
Sure.
And I'm not always using perfect cane technique, so the more cane that's out in front of me, the more likely it is that I am going to detect things.
I see that. And I used to have a cane that was a few inches taller. I used to go, like nose height, head height level. The problem with that for me was I would find myself running into more people and tripping more people and like.
Well, you got to shrink it. Walk with it. Shrink it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean when I say shrink it? That's my mobility terminology.
Shrink it, huh? No, enlighten me. Are you talking about putting my hand farther down so it's not at the top?
Yeah. Grab it like halfway down, like or hold it straight out in front of you. Hold it like vertically, or maybe at a less of an angle, out in front of you, so that your hand is a little bit farther down the shaft.
Okay.
Maybe about a third down is kind of like halfway vertical, not completely upright, but kind of at an angle. Yeah. Shrink it. That's my term. Shrink it.
Okay. Maybe I'll give that a try, but like my problem is I use the NFB as like a daily carry, and it works great, and I can get a free one a couple times a year, which is good because they break often, but, that's fine. I've got a couple spares.
I hate them because you can't fold them.
Yeah, that part is annoying. I don't like that part.
Especially when traveling in a vehicle or in a conference room or like a round table or there are ways of, obviously people use them, but
yes,
it's just inconvenient.
There are tricks, but they're I agree. But the Ambutex are way too heavy. And
yeah, they're very heavy.
I have a folding NFB one, and it's like, the weight's almost about right, but it doesn't feel very sturdy.
Yeah, they're not very sturdy.
So, I don't know. Maybe I ought to try Revolution and see what I think, because, I'm perfectly fine with the NFB, but if there's something that would be better for me.
The Revolutions are definitely a bit heavier than the NFB, but they're a lot more sturdy. They're I would say kind of they're like the good middle ground between the Ambitex and the NFBs, and I think they have a much more comfortable handle as well.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
find the NFB handles to be all that comfortable. I mean, I got my folding one that I've got has this padded handle thing.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't know. I just don't find their handles to be.
Well, I think the official.
But it all depends on how you hold it and how
Yes.
you use it. So
Yeah.
you know, if you got to hold it like a pencil, then you want that kind of a handle. But I don't find that way of holding it to be very comfortable.
No.
I mean, usually when I'm walking around with a cane, if anything, I have the thing just kind of sitting on my palm with my wrist kind of swinging it.
Yeah.
I either have it sitting on my palm or maybe I'm just grabbing it between my fingers or whatever, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'll kind of have my fingers moving it between my palm, or sometimes I'll like move my, rotate my palm and then it just kind of swings that way. But, like, yeah.
Anyway, I would say, there's a lot of reasons why the cane sucks, and there's a lot of reasons why, especially if you recently lost your vision or if you have family that doesn't like you using the cane or whatever. There's a lot of reasons why you shouldn't use the cane because society just is that way, and, things are hard and all that. So there's a lot of reasons why the cane is a really bad tool. But the cane is what we've got.
Yeah,
and so I would say, get used to it, use it. Find one that's comfortable for you that is going to actually be functional. And maybe you'll find one that you just don't have to think about most of the time or a lot of the time. You just kind of use it, and it's just a thing that you're using, but you're not really thinking about using it. And to me, that's kind of the best cane. If it doesn't get in the way, it's not jabbing you, it's not too heavy, it's not causing you to be sore, the handle's not super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You kind of hit that sweet spot of, this is a good cane. The thing doesn't break on you every 5 seconds. You're not losing the tip down the drain every 2 minutes. Then you've got yourself a good cane.
Yeah. Do you use, like, I could see myself, maybe using an NFB one as my day-to-day and something heavier if I'm, like, hiking or, do you have, like, multiple canes for different purposes, or do you just kind of have one and just grab it?
I have different canes for different purposes. And honestly, in hiking, I want the lighter the better. And that's even where I find, like, trekking poles are sufficient canes. I want the lighter the better. And the reason I want the lighter the better is, number one, I'm already carrying some weight or a lot of weight, depending on what I'm doing. And the other reason is that, when you're on a trail or something like that, cane probably is going to get stuck anyway, but a lighter cane is going to make things a lot easier in that way. So having a couple of lighter canes is, I think, better than having one or multiple heavy canes.
Sure.
I do think, it's good to have multiple canes for different purposes. Some tips are better in the cold, some are better getting wet, some are a little better in the sand. Like even the rolling tips have their place if you're, on a bunch of, I don't know, grass or something like something where you'd want, I guess, more constant contact. Maybe you'd want a big ball. I don't know. But, I see the purpose for having different canes for different purposes. I can't use the NFB as my day-to-day cane simply because of that folding reason. I'll use the folding, the
Sure.
Chris Park cane or something like that, or a Revolution. But I can't use... I just can't use the NFB. Like, I've got the NFB cane and I'll use it. Let's say I'm going for a walk around my neighborhood, or I'm going somewhere nearby, somewhere close, somewhere where I don't need the convenience of a folding cane. Just like a quick exit out of my house. I have the NFB cane sitting right there.
Sure.
It's always ready to go. It's just right there. But it's not my convenient cane. It's not the one I take when I travel. It's not the one that I Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm used to taking that thing on like airplanes, and it's a very mixed reaction from, you know,
That's annoying to me.
the funny thing is, if I have a window seat, it's totally fine because I can just put it on the side and like no harm, no foul. But if there's someone else on the window seat, and I have to ask them if I can like lean over and freaking put the cane on the side of the plate, that
Yep.
part's annoying.
Yep. Yeah, so you pretty much have to get a window seat. And even then, I've had one of those things get stuck in between the seat and the window to where I couldn't actually get it out.
Uh-oh.
Or, well, I mean, I eventually did, but it took quite a struggle, and I think I lost the tip in the process.
Whoops.
Yep. And on some of the smaller planes, it's a little bit harder because there's less of a gap between the window and the seats.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, yes, yeah, it's you can take them anywhere. There's no doubt you can take them anywhere. But how much inconvenience do you got to go through just to put a cane somewhere? And how many people are you inconveniencing in the process?
Yeah.
And how many people get jabbed in the face while you're trying to put a cane away? You know, I don't like that. Much rather fold something up and have it in a pouch on my belt, or just stick it on the ground in front of me, or whatever. So much easier. And NFB, if you're listening to me, that's not because I want to hide my blindness, damn it, because there's no way I can actually hide my blindness. Yeah. I'm blind, and there's no hiding it.
Yeah.
I just like the convenience of a folding cane, period.
Have you tried the telescoping ones?
Yeah. I don't like them.
Do they
They're convenient in the sense that they fold up really small, and, you know, as for a guide dog user, they're great. But and there's also one now that is literally a push button one. This is a telescoping one, kind of, that's a push button. When you push the button and the thing just pops out, and you push it again and it retracts.
Is that an NFB one?
I don't think it's an NFB one, but I've seen
it's
it
like a lightsaber
a couple of times. Yeah, exactly. I don't like the telescoping ones. They, you know, it doesn't matter how tight you tighten them. You keep walking, after a while the thing will just collapse, and they're inconvenient.
I've had one collapse on me in the middle of a street before, and had to be like,
yeah, exactly. I just don't want to deal with that fuckery. You know, they're nice and compact.
Yeah.
Probably be great for a lady's purse, or maybe great for a guide dog user or something like that. But no. They're too inconvenient. If there was a better way, and there is a lot better ways of mechanisms, but for some reason people haven't innovated well enough. If there's a better way to actually auto lock these joints so that they can't collapse in on themselves, unless you push a button or do something, that would be great. But we don't have that, so
yeah.
Anyway, if you have one of those European canes, I know we have some European listeners, so you have a different kind of a cane, or if you have something you recommend, or a tip, or a style, or whatever, or anything, or you want to come and talk about your travel tips or anything like that, let us know. If you're stuck at your house and you're worried and you're nervous and all that, and you don't really get out much with your cane, start slow, get outside, go around the block, do something small.
Yeah.
Get accustomed to the cane, try out some different ones, find one that you like, and just live your life and get out your house.
Yeah. Yeah, and
your blindness doesn't have to imprison you.
A freaking man.
As much as it's inconvenient, and we've talked about that before.
Yeah, it totally is.
You know.
You will get no argument from me there. And the other thing, too, though, about, like, society and people, the way people treat you with a cane, I feel like that's kind of a double-edged sword, too, where if I was to try walking around without a cane, people would be wondering why this dumbass is tripping over everything and running into everything and bumping into all the people, like... And I've done that sometimes when I've walked without a cane, or, I was moving boxes a couple days ago, and I needed both my hands and, ran right into a wall. Like,
Yep.
like, and so at least with a cane, people know you're blind, and, like, sometimes there's problems there, but, they don't have to wonder why you're flailing and running around and bumping into stuff as much.
Yeah, there's a little bit more understanding of the cane. Some people think that the cane provides them more safety when crossing roads. I don't believe
think so.
that is true at all, and I think there's been studies that have disproved that. But what is true is that a cane does provide you more visibility, so if you were to get hit with a cane, I think that maybe you would stand a little bit better chance of, maybe making some money out of that claim or something.
Yeah.
if you live through it. Because it does bring more visibility, and I think, especially in the dark, something like that. Maybe not as big of a deal now in the summertime, but out walking in the dark, winter time, something like that. Having more visibility, wearing some kind of a vest, a cane, something is a good thing to do. So.
Yep.
All right, let's see.
Well.
Is there anything else we didn't talk about with canes? Or travel tips with canes? Or
I don't think so.
one of my favorite summer camps, I was teaching some students how to use, there's a couple of students that came in, and they were getting some mobility training. And I decided I was going to be better than the mobility instructors. I was going to teach them the new cane technique. And so I took the cane, stuck it up on the ceiling, and started walking along. I'm like, at least this will protect you. Head height. It's good for you. It's a new technique, guys. Next thing you know, I got it stuck in the light fixture.
Uh-oh.
So there are some techniques that I don't really recommend you using. You might hit a power line or get it stuck in light fixtures. So one thing I've learned is keep the cane tip on the ground or close to the ground, and that'll probably be your best bet.
You would have had to learn that.
So that's my tip. Keep the cane on the ground or close to it. Unless you're using it to whack somebody with, or I don't know. But don't do that either. Don't say I told you to do that.
Yeah, we don't want to get sued here.
Yeah, that's right. All right, everybody.
Keep the cane tip on the ground.
Yeah, and use that shrink method.
Yeah,
Shrink
I'll give
it.
Have
Give
you
it a go.
ever? Does that ever whack people behind you?
Nope,
Okay.
because cane isn't really sticking out behind you. It's kind of more sticking out close to. I mean, I get maybe it is a little, but not really. It's kind of angled upwards. It's not fully vertical.
Yeah.
It's not horizontally parallel with the ground at all. It's not fully vertical, but it's more of it is.
It's like diagonally. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more diagonal. I mean, it's kind of how a cane is anyway, but it's even more so. It's closer to vertical. And your hand is just, maybe a third to halfway down the cane, down the shaft.
Okay.
And that helps quite a lot in a crowded environment. Because you don't need the full length of the cane in that environment.
No,
you're moving
you do
kind of
not.
slower anyway, and you don't need that full length. But when that full length, when you do need it, it helps a lot. And I know for me, if I'm walking along, I'm zoning out, enjoying a good walk. Maybe I've had a beer or two.
Mm-hmm.
My reaction times, as much as I think they're a lot better when I drink, are not.
Correct.
And I'm not always walking when I'm drinking, but the point stands no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
Reaction times, you need more reaction time than
Yeah.
you think, and the faster you're walking or whatever. And so you need that time from the time that your cane hits something to the time that you come to a full stop or
Yeah.
react or do something or move in a specific direction or whatever. You don't even need to come to a complete stop. You might just need to sweep your cane to find your path. But you need that time and that space to do it. And with a short cane, you just don't get that space.
Yeah.
Unless you have like Superman reactions, in which case, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you. There's 4 of you watching. Thank you very much.
Oh,
hit the like
very
button,
cool.
subscribe, share. Appreciate your watching. Tell your friends about us. Hit the like, hit the dislike, do whatever you like. Tweet us, snack chat us, Facebook us, do whatever. Put us on
Send
Tinder or Reddit or whatever.
Tinder.
Wherever you like. Let people know about us. Send us your travel tips. Email at blindtechadventures.com or comment, and we'll read those out, or come on the show and talk to us about them. We do have a mailing list, Blind Tech Adventures, plus subscribe at googlegroups.com. You can subscribe to that. I think that's that's probably about it.
Pretty well. And
we do
truly
have that
covers it.
donate link, so
Yeah.
check that out, blindtechadventures.com. And thank you all. Appreciate it.
Everybody.
2 of you left for that announcement. You didn't even bother hitting the like, so thank you.
Very good. Very good.
And we'll see you all next week. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye, Kurt.
See ya.